All right, you all, let's please get started and we can stand for the pledge to the United States flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Our campus mission: develop young men into impactful leaders through the development of their intellectual, moral, physical, social, and emotional skills for the global society of tomorrow. Our campus vision: the school of today for tomorrow's leaders. Motto: believe, achieve, succeed. Core beliefs: campus core: engagement, encouragement, exposure, environment, excellence. Student core: academia, brotherhood, character, perseverance, service. Our campus creed: we are the Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy. We believe in the transformative powers of knowledge and wisdom. We believe that success is brought about by perseverance, not chance. We know our actions are governed by strength of character rather than whims of emotion. We resist excuses, holding ourselves accountable for our actions. We are successful through honesty, humility, and the pursuit of intellectual excellence. We are loyal to our family. We are our brother's keeper. We are committed to our community. We are servants of mankind. We have the audacity to hope. We have the audacity to succeed. We are the Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy. And now for our school song.
We are the brothers of BOMLA with the goal of becoming best in USA. We believe perseverance, not chance, is the way to achieve. Our actions are governed by character, honesty, humility. Excuses don't exist. We are loyal to our family, committed to our community, servants of mankind and humanity. We have the audacity to hope and succeed. We are the brothers of Barack Obama, Male Leadership Academy. We have the audacity to hope and succeed. We have the audacity to believe, achieve, succeed. We are the brothers of Barack Obama, Male Leadership Academy. Believe, achieve, succeed.
And now for a moment of silence. All right, thank you all very much. You may be seated. And thank you again for joining us this Monday morning. If you came to the front of the building, there was lots of ice, and I know of at least, and I won't mention who, I hope this is the last one. I know someone almost slipped, and I know someone who did slip out there. You also, please be careful when you're out there. There's still lots of ice out there. But welcome. I'm happy that everyone's back here after the extended break. We're continuing to focus for the month of February on line 11. We have the audacity to hope. And one thing I want to mention now, I was pleasantly surprised, which is tying into line 11. I was hoping that we could, through Zoom, have everyone in their classroom standing up during traditions. I even saw the seniors standing up, so I want to applaud those young men. Thank you very much for modeling the expectations for Lyceum. And thank you all. That's what I'm looking at. We have the audacity to hope. One, that was unexpected for me to mention that with line 11. But what I plan to talk about with line 11 today was when you're able to hope, that means you're thinking about what's going on right now. So you're reflecting on your reality right now, or the reality that you find yourself in, and then you're thinking about how can you change your reality. So you're hoping to make a change. So please continue to do that. Have the audacity to hope. But that first step of even being able to hope is recognizing your reality, where you are, and then thinking about how you want to affect your future or the future of the people that you're around or your community. So we are going to get in rhythm. So let's take 3 minutes and I'll start that timer now. Please get your Clever app open and log into that rhythm, respond to those questions. And if you have time, you can view the video. All right, thank you, you all. We have about 10 seconds, so please wrap that up. And we do have several, I think we have one birthday, but we do have several presentations for Black History Month from Mr. Wood's class. So please wrap up your rhythming. And so for the birthdays, we have February 7th, Brother Santiago Cabrera. He is an 8th grade brother. So happy birthday, Brother Santiago. When you see Brother Santiago in class or in the hallways, please wish him a happy birthday.
Somebody's birthday. I heard it was somebody's birthday. Yeah. PJ Panda birthday song. Yeah. Yeah. Today is your birthday. We gon' say it loud. Today is your birthday. I know you're so proud. Today is your birthday. We gon' turn
And happy birthday, Brother Santiago. When you see Brother Santiago, please wish him a happy birthday. All right, you all. So we can pause here for any announcements. And then I do have an announcement also, but any announcements you all.
Oh, good morning. This is Mr. Fernandez, Assistant Principal, and I do want to remind our selected 8th graders. There's 50 of you that have been selected to take the NAEP exam that will take place on Thursday in the library. I will be giving you your appointments on Wednesday during advisory. I will be giving you your appointments. So we will You will look at the appointment and see what time you're going to be testing. There's two groups, one testing in the morning, 25 students, and 25 in the afternoon. And also teachers, we will be starting our TELPAS, training, and it's going to take place on Wednesday after school. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Fernandez. What other announcements do we have?
Good morning. Oh, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Moore, middle school math. Any brothers who have signed up for my mentoring program, if you will drop by my classroom today, I have an important form for you to fill out. So that's any brothers at 6th and 7th graders who are part of my mentoring program, just drop by the classroom and I can provide you with the information.
All right, thank you, Mr. Moore.
Good morning, everyone. Miss Garrett, assistant principal. Happy Monday. I have a few announcements about attendance for credit. We do have our warning letter note for attendance for credit. Please make sure that you and your parents are accessing the Dallas IC system for all attendance for credit warning notices and also your violation notices. This Saturday, we do have attendance for credit. That's going to be February the 12th. So, it's every second Saturday except for next month because of spring break. So at 9 a.m., you are required to be in the Zoom. We also did credit denials. So a lot of you will be receiving notifications of that this week, warning notices, and people that are invited to come on Saturday. So make sure that you are practicing your leadership skills and fulfilling your requirements for attendance for credit, because we do not want you to continue to suffer negative consequences by not showing up. So you still have an opportunity to attend, and I will post everything in the Leadership Lounge for you all this week as well. Thank you. Have a great Monday.
Thank you, Ms. Garrett and Mr. Scott. I see your hand up.
Yes, Mr. Scott, middle school band here. I was just making a quick announcement to my middle school sectionals that usually take place after school. All middle school sectionals will be canceled this week, just because of the crazy week that we're going to be having this week. So we're just going to cancel. Now, let me be clear. I am speaking only to middle school students only. I actually just got done talking with Mr. Young. He said that he's already worked out a schedule or a system with his high school brothers. He said he's already sent out a message. So if you are a high school brother who comes to sectionals after school, just make sure that you follow up with the message that Mr. Young has sent you. But my middle school sectionals for this week, all are going to be completely canceled. That's it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Scott. And any other announcements, you all? All right, you all, I do have a QR code here, and this is for a survey that one of our brother Alexander Medina has created, and it's a survey that's also, this QR code is here, it's available. It's also on the Leadership Lounge, but it's over mental health. I think it's just like 4 or 5 questions. It's a really brief survey that Brother Alexander has created. So we'll show this QR code in Lyceum. It's definitely optional. And Brother Alexander, if he would like to, he can give you more background on it. If you have any questions, you can ask him. But this is going to be on the Leadership Lounge, or it is on Leadership Lounge. And then this QR code will make it available for you all this week in Lyceum. All right. Well, I saw someone come into the room. Do we have a guest speaker today other than Mr. Woods?
Yes, sir. Good morning. You have Trey Thompson here. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. How are you doing, Mr. Thompson?
Man, I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. I'm blessed to be here with you guys today.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Thompson. And do you need co-host privileges?
I'm sorry, say that one more. Sharing privileges?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. I know that we have a small window, 8:45 to 9:15.
Yes, sir.
And so I want to be respectful of you guys' time. And I felt that the message that I've prepared will, be privy to that and keep us on a pretty fair time frame. And I definitely want to open up the floor for, a couple of brief questions too.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Thompson, for joining us this morning in Lyceum. And floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Of course, thank you. Well, good morning, all of Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy. For starters, God bless you all. Thank you for allowing me to be here today to speak with you briefly as you guys get ready to start off your school day. I know everybody's going through winter storms and kind of recovering from that, so I'm glad to see everybody safe and they're well from this past week. So today, real briefly, and again, I'm sorry, my name is Trey Thompson. I currently serve as the Community Service Relations Manager for the Dallas Mavericks and Mavs Gaming Esports. So I get to dabble in both sides of the field, from the traditional basketball and the virtual competitive basketball leagues of the NBA. And so today, what I wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit is bridging gaps in our youth community. I think that is something that is very important, and it's very translucent to, the leadership to student relationships that are being developed and built every single day. And so with all of you students who are, currently in this new time and in this new world, trying to figure out where to go and what to do, today I just kind of want to talk about esports as a new bridge to that opportunity. Since I've stepped in as the community relations manager here with Mavs Gaming, we have truly focused on trying to find creative and engaging ways to get our youth more interested from an educational sense, but we use technology as that bridge. We use esports as that bridge. We use the metaverse as that bridge, cryptocurrency as the bridge. And so the bridge is meant for the students to continually walk down that path. And with that path that you guys are walking, it's always important to know that you have quality resources around you, not just the educators that are at your school, but your parents at home, family members, and your community supporters like the Dallas Mavericks, like Team Envy, Complexity Gaming, and a lot of the other powerhouse esports organizations here within our DFW Metroplex. And so when I speak about bridging gaps, it speaks really around the focus of being acceptable to the knowledge that is being given, but also trying to find the most creative ways to apply that. You guys have access to more technology than any of us would have ever fathomed. You can go to Google and look up anything that you want. And so, yes, you have that power to go be your own search engine, but you also have to remember that there is a foundation that comes with that. And that foundation lies within the educators and the people that you spend your time with. And so as we celebrate Black History Month, I think is important that we tap into getting more diversity and inclusion within this new realm we call esports technology and the metaverse, not only because it's fun, engaging, and entertaining, but it's also an opportunity for you young individuals to become your own entrepreneurs. It is an opportunity for you guys to really tap into things that you probably didn't know was accessible to you. And then there's a lot of monetary benefits that come with the access of all of this technology. So I always say, it's easy to pick up your phone, take a selfie, record your life, show the world what you're doing. But let's start looking at ways that we can show how we can be that impact, and how we, and you, and when I say we, I'm only referring to you, the students, how you guys are going to take all of this power and all this information and try to use it in the most positive manner that you can. I pride myself on trying to lead by example, because I too have children of my own. And so I understand the challenges every day of raising kids and the challenges that come with what you guys are going through every day, the battles that are within. And so technology kind of gives you an opportunity, and social media, it gives you this premise to express your creativity and show all of the cool things that, is out there for the world to see. But you have to start asking yourselves as students, what's the path that I want to take for myself, and what bridge do I want to cross? And is that bridge leading me to something that is going to be more positive and productive in my life? So in the terms of technology and esports, try to continue to use it in the most positive and productive ways that you can. I've had privileges of being able to work with a lot of great people and doing a lot of great things. And a lot of them always say they wish that they can go back and tell their younger selves, hey, focus, Stay on top of things, be a little bit nicer. Remember, this is the digital age, kids. And in this digital age, everything that you post stays. So I always say, just be mindful. It may not matter now, but I promise you it's going to matter later down the line. I can say a brief, quick excerpt about myself. You know, I started off in the NFL, working for the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. I did different jobs that were more catered towards the people as opposed to the tickets and coming to a game, you know. And so the path and the journey that's led me all the way up to esports, there's one thing that has always stayed consistent: the people. You serve the people, you take care of the people, and then everything will be returned back to you tenfold. So I tell you, children and you young kids, this because it is important to know: love your neighbors, treat everyone with kindness and respect. Make sure that you're treating others the way that you want to be treated. And when you're using this new thing that we call technology in this digital world and digital age, make sure that you're using it responsibly, because the things that you do on here not only affect you, but they also affect the people that represent you. That could be your family, your siblings, the teachers that are encouraging you every day to do your best and be your best. These are the ones that what you do affects more than it actually affects you individually. So you guys are privileged and lucky to be in these positions that you're in, to have educators that genuinely care about where your future lies. And they're going to do everything in their powers to make sure that you have that. But it's a two-way street. You guys as the children, and I always like to reiterate, you guys are the future. Don't ever let anyone tell you anything different. You guys are the future. A lot of the decisions that are made in this country are always centered around the attention span of our youth. So you guys have a lot of power without truly knowing the power that you possess. But like Peter Parker's uncle told him, like, great power comes great responsibility. And I know it's cliche, but it is very important. So make sure that you guys are truly focusing on your futures and thinking about it now, because it comes quickly. You start off in the 6th and 7th and 8th grade, and then the next thing you know, you're a senior in high school, and it happens at the blink of an eye. So with the accessibility to technology, the metaverse, make sure that you guys are using the right and proper resources. Make sure that you guys are going to the right counsel to make sure that whatever you're putting out there for the world to see is something that's actually tangible. If you have a message that you want to say and you want to use technology and esports and gaming as that premise, make sure that you have a mantra, have your story, have a plan. Don't ever go into anything that you do moving forward without having some form of a plan, because if you have a plan, you'll always be prepared. Because life, if you guys haven't seen with COVID in the way of this new hybrid digital world that we're all living in, you have to be flexible and you have to adjust. Even as teenagers, there's a new responsibility on your shoulders, and you guys have to carry that burden. Not necessarily a burden, I apologize, but you have to carry that weight. And sometimes that weight can be, lighter for others and heavier for others. And that's why it is important to bridge the gap and support one another. Your educators and your teachers had a totally different life when they were your age. Their stories and what they can recollect to you is totally different than what you'll ever know. But they have also, as they went from teenagers to young adults to adults, they've had to adjust also. And so it's an adjustment for everyone. So respect is going to always be the foundation that bridges that gap. Make sure that you're honoring and respecting your teachers. Make sure that the things that they're telling you, try your best to retain as much of it as you can, because it's not necessarily just about the lessons that you're going to learn. It's about how do you take those lessons and apply them into your actual life to be the best human being that you can be. And so I say this from experience. I've had my moments as a teenager of adolescence and immaturity. And I look back at some of the decisions that I made and I say, man, you know what? I wished I was probably in a different state of mind, or I wish I had somebody that was maybe steering me in a different course and path. But that's the power of God and grace and mercy and forgiveness. But you guys will understand that as you grow and as you get older. But for now, while you have counsel that is here in front of you, and they're putting the resources necessary for you to succeed, don't take it for granted, and truly show the appreciation. Tell a teacher thank you. Tell a teacher how much you appreciate the stuff that they're doing. If you didn't have lunch money and they provided you with a little bit so you can get over the hump, make sure you show that gratitude, because that means more to them than you'll ever know and understand, because they're going to continue to pour into you. You just have to continue to pour in the gratitude by applying what is being taught. So, today I just wanted to really just briefly talk a little bit about bridging gaps. And to the youth, the future, I feel that these are some of the messages that we need to continue to speak more on. But just know, Mavs gaming community, we're doing our best in every facet to make sure that we're serving you guys, serving our community, and serving the people the right way. And please continue to use Mavs Gaming community and our brand as a resource to any of the things that you want to know. We're happy to support all of Dallas ISD, Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy, every program, every school. We're happy to continue to work and support. And so I definitely want to open up the floor briefly so you guys could ask a couple of questions in regards to my profession. You can ask questions about technology. You can ask questions about esports, and I'm happy to provide some clarity. But I wanted to make sure we tapped on the importance of bridging gaps in our youth. And you guys, I just want you to know that you're the future, and you guys are going to be what we continue to base all of our goals and initiatives on moving forward, because without you, there's no us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Thompson, for sharing the message. And we've had several speakers come in and then talk about positivity, kindness, all those things. That's something that we know, but it's always good to hear someone from a different perspective share that message with us.
Absolutely.
And, yes, sir. And thank you, Mr. Thompson. So we can open up the floor if there are any questions, any comments. You all can unmute.
Don't be shy. I'm an open book.
Good morning, Mr. Townsend. This is Mr. Akbar here. I have a question from one of the brothers. Can you explain a little bit about what the metaverse is, please?
Yes, absolutely. So what the metaverse essentially is, it's imagine who you are right now in the flesh, and you can recreate your entire self, your home, your house, your school, your favorite football team. You can put all of this stuff in a virtual digital world. So essentially, you're now turning your physical self into a virtual avatar, where now you're starting to see real estate. People are selling virtual real estate properties in these metaverses. If you're familiar with Dallas Hybrid Prep, one of your partnering schools, they do hybrid courses where the 2 days where they're at home, they're in a virtual classroom where they're actually avatars. And so essentially the metaverse is this new digital world where you can almost kind of recreate yourself in it. And things, tangible things.
Good morning. This is Mr. Shatoni.
See you, Mr. Tony.
Hey. So we had a question about like NFTs. Like how do you with Mavs Gaming and the Dallas Mavericks, how do you guys use those exactly?
Yeah. So some examples of what we've been able to do with NFTs of recent have been centered around like commemorative items. So if you bought a ticket and your ticket came with a special package, that gave you privy to a commemorative NFT that only you essentially have access to. It's yours and all the other members who were maybe a part of that campaign or program. But with these NFTs, what it does is almost kind of gives you a digital memory. We grew up where you go out and compete in something, track and field, you get a medal. You go off and, you play basketball, you win a championship, you're going to get a trophy. Well, in this new world of digital, items, these NFTs, we try to use them to commemorate any special moments that are currently happening, whether it's past Dallas Mavs history or currently things that we're trying to look forward to in the future. So those have kind of been some of the, we've done a few different NFT programs, but they've all been around like commemorative for like ticket holders or something that you want to give if you've participated in a cool program, but you're the only one that actually has access to that item with the other members. And so that's kind of what makes it special. And those items can eventually be similar to like a trading card. You get a trading card that's autographed. You could take that trading card over time and you could go turn it in and make a profit off of it. Well, that's the similarity with the digital NFT. It's something that may not have an autograph on it, but it's something that's tangible, that was important to that moment. And if you ever felt like you wanted to ship it or sell it, you could do that and turn it over for a profit.
All right. Sorry, I have one more.
Of course.
Do you have like, I know this is like probably a broad question, but like for people looking to get, or students looking to like work toward one of the careers in esports, or even with just the Dallas Mavericks, like what are some fields that they could start exploring or get into now that would help them get
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'll tell you this from experience for career development. A lot of you young children are going to have aspirations of getting into a lot of different fields. The NBA may be one of them. NFL may be one. You may want to get into engineering, architecture. You may want to get into, politics. There, you have to start somewhere, no matter where your passion lies. For me, I never wanted to do sales. Ticket sales was something that I was like, this isn't my field. I necessarily don't feel comfortable always having to pick up my phone and bother people, but it was the gateway that opened up every other door for me. So most traditional sports teams, if you want to get in, you're most likely going to start in some form of either ticket sales, you're going to start in some form of service, and you're going to eventually have to work your way up. And so what I'll tell you is I did the exact same thing. It's uncomfortable growing pains because it forces you to do things that you don't want to do based on our own personal habits. But I made it my business to make sure I got to know everyone within my department. So that's something that you can do right now, even at your school. Get to know all the teachers, even if you don't go to that person's classroom. Get to know your teachers, get to know your superintendents, get to know your janitors. I treat the janitor the same way I treat the owner because it's still premised around respect. And so when you're thinking about career paths in sports, most likely you're going to start off in some form of ticket sales or some form of a service-based role, because that is the bread and butter and the foundation of most sports teams. So just know, if you say, okay, I desire to work on the team side, it's possible to make that transition. You just have to make sure that you're doing your part, and you're going to have to make sure that you're working a little bit harder than the next person. That no matter if you're an athlete, no matter what, that never changes. You're going to always have to continue to fight and strive for something, but in the process of that fight, make sure you're building meaningful relationships, because that's what you're going to cherish and hold on to more than anything that you do. Your career is going to move, it's going to have ebbs and flows, but the people that you meet within your career in those ebbs and flows is going to make you the individual that you were always meant to be. That's the foundation, the people. So I always say, don't focus on the job, focus on the people, and everything else will take care of itself. But I hope I answered the question. In the traditional sports sense, you're most likely going to start off in ticket sales or some form of service.
Are there other questions or any other comments for Mr. Thompson? I know we've had a couple of representatives from the Mavs esports come and speak with us. I know Mr. Tony has invited them. But are there any other questions, any comments? You have any questions for us, Mr. Thompson?
You know what? I'll ask the educators. What do you guys feel is the most challenging thing when it comes to trying to have and bridge these type of connections? What are some of the resources that you guys are needing to help us better serve your communities from the Mavericks, Mavs Gaming, and from an esports perspective. I just wanted to know a little bit more from you guys' lens. What's this experience like in this time, and what can we potentially do to be more of a resource?
I'll go ahead and start. I would say there's a lot of disunity because of COVID. Like there aren't a lot of things that we can kind of coagulate around and just be, we're in person now, but we're not, it's just not the same. So like events, maybe like special places that we could go and work together, or something like that, I would think.
I can understand that. Absolutely. When am I going to get to come tour? I need to schedule a tour. I need to come out and visit the campus. I've been itching to do it for the last year, but I definitely love the energy that you guys bring as Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy. I love the support, all these, the children that are here. It does my heart justice, because I know that, there is still something to look forward to tomorrow, and it starts with you guys. And so, I'm honored. I'm just as honored to be here with you as you're honored to have me, in this space, because we all need each other and we all have our roles to play, but together we can do it all. And that's going to be a message that I continually preach, not just with Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy, but within all of Dallas ISD. Unity is the foundation, and the kids are the foundation of everything that we do. And you guys you're the first point of contact to the future. So I just want to make sure I tip my hat off to each educator at Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy and just say thank you guys for all the hard work that you do, and all the time, on the clock and off the clock. And that's something that you students are going to learn. There's just as much off the clock work as there is on the clock. And so these teachers are really putting together their best game plans and strategies to serve you. So make sure that you're staying studious and staying respectful to your peers, and doing your best. Give your best and have fun with doing your best. You'll feel a lot better knowing that you gave it your all than going to sleep realizing, man, could I have given a little bit more? So just keep that in mind.
Absolutely, Mr. Thompson. And so right at the beginning of the year, it was all, the district was all shut down, where we weren't able to have anyone come to the campuses that didn't have an instructional role, or one part of the district. And then right at the end of November, things started to open up and they started letting visitors back in, then it all shut down. So I'm thinking, pretty soon, based on the trends of the infection rates, they'll open it back up to visitors. But we'd love to have you. And as soon as it does open back up, we can follow up with you. And so, Mr. Shatoni, do you have Mr. Thompson's contact information?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So please follow up with Mr. Thompson. And because we want to have that partnership ongoing with our campus. I know y'all are working with other campuses also, but we want to make sure we have a strong
Absolutely.
partnership.
We're all in this together.
Yes,
This is a family thing. So, families bicker, families argue, families don't always see eye to eye, but at the end of the day, we're all family.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, we really appreciate you coming and sharing the time with us.
Absolutely.
And we
Thank you
look
for having
forward
me,
to the
sincerely.
relationship. Thank you very much, Mr. Thompson. Take care.
Thank you, guys. God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right. So we have Mr. Wood. Did any of the brothers join in? Doesn't look like it. Okay. I saw a couple of the brothers that you mentioned. I saw them come into the building, but if they're not ready to go, then we can catch them on a later date. All right, you all. So do you want me to give him a moment or two, Mr. Wood, or are we ready to go ahead and let it go?
I'm gonna get some feedback here, but yeah, let's just go ahead and wait and move on.
Okay. All right, you all. Well, any other announcements before we dismiss and transition back to advisory until 9:35?
Hey, good morning, Mr. Shatoni, Upper School English. I just wanted to say, like, when we have guests like that, like Mr. Thompson, he's a community organizer. So he has a lot of things that he can offer our campus. And I was trying not to flat out ask for things, but like he can bring Mavs gaming and the Dallas Mavericks to our school, potentially. So if you guys, I guess what I'm trying to say is if you guys want something or feel like you have a good idea, like just put it out there. Don't be afraid, because you never know. He could come back and say, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it. So just my advice, we have those guests, engage. That's it.
All right, absolutely, Mr. Chitoni, and let's put his contact information on the Leadership Lounge, and then we can even start with the brothers who are currently in high school and middle school esports. They can come up with a couple plans and activities, partnerships, things that they'd like to get started with them, because I think they would be the ones who would, have the most skin in the game or the most interest in it. But, that goes across the 90-95% of the student population, that interest in esports. So that'll be something that everyone would enjoy. All right, anything else, you all? All right, you all. So let's make it a great day at Baumel. I'll see you all in the hallways and the classrooms. And thank you very much. Y'all take care.